There we go. We got there in the end.
Now, how would we guess it's not Pathfinder? We've had no clues whatsoever.
Well, I thought maybe the fact that I hadn't sent through any pre-gens, as I first said, might have been a bit of a giveaway.
Oh, I was assuming you were going to surprise us.
Yeah.
Right now, go, here you go.
Well, I am certainly going to surprise you, and indeed everybody listening at home. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd edition, or is it, Let's Play podcast. I am your GM. My name is Dom. I'm your GM for this game and for many, many others. And I'm joined by our regular cast members this evening of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
And Miss Amy Chislett.
Hello.
Good evening, folks. So, unfortunately, we don't have Darren with us this evening. Unfortunately, life has gotten in the way of everyone a little bit this week, so we weren't able to do a proper Reign of Winter recording for you. But instead, I've got something very special planned for you this evening. Are you all excited?
Very excited. Very excited. But can I just say, it is almost a 1 year anniversary since we did Rose Street Revenge.
Is it really?
Which we did because Darren couldn't make.
That's it. It seems like the summer holidays are the best time for us to do our specials.
Darren,
Maybe we
really
should start
think
calling these are summer specials. There we go. But yeah. So how's everyone doing? How's your week's been?
sad. I had to take my cat down to hospital down in Canterbury. That's why I've messed up our schedule. That's why I wasn't available yesterday.
It's all Neil's fault. The reason we couldn't do a proper recording yesterday is because Neil's cat was sick.
My hands are in the air, as you can see. Yeah, my cat's sick. He's had to go into hospital. He's going to be there for a month. And of course,
sorry to hear that, buddy. That's rough.
You try and explain things to a cat, but you feel like you're not really getting through. So, he was just sunning himself in the garden, and I just went and picked him up, and he was like, "Oh, what's going on?" Next thing, he's in the box, in the car, on the longest journey he's ever been. He gets stuck in a traffic jam on the motorway because someone was in an accident. But as they say, better to be in a traffic jam than to be the cause of the traffic jam.
Be the cause of it, yes.
And now he's in hospital, and he's probably wondering what the hell's going on. And he's going to be injected with radioactive iodine. So he won't be able to come home for a month because he'll be radioactive.
Right.
So that's how my week's panning out so far, and it's only Tuesday.
So what I'm taking away from this is that Neil is Schrödinger reincarnated. Irradiating cats.
Well, he both is and isn't.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
Oh, feeling for your cat, mate. Feeling for your cat.
How old is said cat?
He's 11.
He's a decent age for a cat. Then decent age. That's good.
Well, I'm happy he'll last a bit longer than that.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying he's done well to get to where he is. Which also might explain why you were able to just pick him up and put him in a box without having to go via A&E.
Yeah, I mean, he was suspicious when he saw the box earlier in the day, but I think he'd forgotten about it.
It's probably just a servant thing. Because cats don't have owners, they have servants.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be his servant.
Yes.
And he's my master.
As
And I
he
can't
should
wait till he's back, waking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning
be.
with his demands.
Yeah. Come on, surf. Breakfast. Give me breakfast.
Yes, I live to serve.
There we go. Well, hope your cat does get better, Neil. Wishing you well from over here.
Thank you. The prognosis is good.
Yeah, glad to hear it.
I want him back on the Aliens Explored podcast because he's butted into quite a few of them, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He's a regular guest.
He's got his own fan base, yeah.
In fact, I feel like I just want to put this out here, and this might be slightly slanderous. I feel like all your listeners only tune in for the cat. I think that's the only reason you've got so many listeners.
Good enough reason.
The cat makes far more sense. It's true. It is true.
There we go. Hey, Amy, what have you been up to? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been full of work. That's been the gist of it so far.
It's pretty standard for most weeks as well, for me as well at the moment. Obviously, finally getting back into making some events and doing the arts and all that sort of stuff. Coming back slowly. But my week has also been tied up with a lot of just endless planning of things. It's the less glamorous bit that you don't see on the Oscars. It's all the paperwork that goes into making it happen. But there we go. Stu, anything happening in your world?
No. No, that's not true. I've had to send my dishwasher back, which is annoying.
Where's she been?
Excited to get it. My dishwasher.
I'm really excited about that.
I was, yeah. It developed a fault.
Oh. Are they replacing it?
They offered, but I'm like, do you know what? I'll probably spend a bit more money on another one next time.
Was this your fancy plumbing-free dishwasher that you were so excited about?
Yes. Well, I went with a really budget one to try it out, so I'll probably go with another plumbing-free one, but
yeah, but
a bit more dosh.
But as a proof of concept, it kind of filled its purpose.
It did. Well, it worked for about 6 weeks, so yeah. There's that. I've got a new exercise bike coming in. I've got a new exercise and diet regime being helped by our GM from Sunday evenings, Dom.
Yes,
David. He's helped me out with lots and lots of spreadsheets, and I do love a good spreadsheet. I can be happy for days with a good pivot table. So we're working that out, and we'll see if that helps.
Good to hear. Awesome. Well, now that we've all caught up a little bit, because it has been a little while since I last saw you all, are you ready to find out what I've got in store for you this evening?
Yes.
Well, if it's not Pathfinder, it can only be Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Oh, Stu, you sweet summer child. There is a whole world of other roleplay experiences out there just waiting to be discovered. And tonight you are going to discover one such game. So normally when we play a big role-playing game, it's quite an involved affair. You know, there's lots of rules to look up, there's lots of stats to remember, lots of things to know how they work and all that sort of stuff. But the game we're playing tonight is a little bit simpler. In fact, it is so simple that all the rules for it fit on a single sheet of A4 paper.
Blimey.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, rather than playing Pathfinder and playing your standard fantasy heroic characters, tonight you will be playing bears. Because we are playing Honey Heist.
Fantastic. Shall I get my bear onesie?
Go. I'll tell you what, Amy,
absolutely.
the bear onesie is essential. Go and get your bear onesie.
There might be some rustling noises, Stu. I'm sure you can edit that out.
I'm sure I can. It's worth it for a bear onesie.
So just while Amy goes off to go and get herself into costume, for those of you who don't know what Honey Heist is or who have never experienced it before,
Well, that would include me.
That would include Neil. I'm saying this for your benefit as well. Honey Heist is a very, very simple RPG game, written and developed by Grant Howitt, who's the chap behind Goblin Quest, and many other sort of smaller RPGs that are basically just designed to pick up and play and have a little bit of fun with. So the premise of Honey Heist is that we are approaching an event called HoneyCon. And you three, the party, are going to stage the most daring heist that the world has ever seen. You have a complex and utterly foolproof plan that requires precise timing. And lastly, and most importantly, you are a literal goddamn bear. So, if you're not already, pop yourselves into our normal Roll20 game, where I have summarised what you need to know about the rules on a handy page.
It's an Amy in a bear onesie.
I told you I had one. I'm totally prepared.
There we go. So I mentioned a second ago that Honey Heist is a very simple game to play. It is so simple, in fact, that you only really need 4 things in order to play it. The first thing that you will need is you will need one or more d6 six-sided dice. The second thing you will need is a pencil. The third thing you will need is a piece of paper. And the fourth thing you will need is a very healthy and robust sense of suspension of disbelief, because this game is very silly.
It's one thing it isn't, which is tedious.
It's oh dear, the bear puns have started.
Please no more, I can't bear it.
Oh dear. I'm gonna have to. I feel like I need to claw back some control of this podcast.
No, stop.
Oh, hang on. I just wanted big paws.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Not that big.
I mean, you asked and you received, Stu. So once you guys are into Roll20 and you can see the basics of the game itself, the first thing we're going to need to do, and this will literally just take a couple of minutes as we do so, is we need you guys to make some characters. So take your trusty d6 or multiple if you have more, and begin by rolling 3d6 and making a note of the numbers.
Okay.
All right. So, looking at the table I've got under character creation, we'll start with Amy. Why don't you tell us what kind of bear you've just rolled?
Okay, I am a... Hang on, am I looking at the right thing? So, alright, I am a... I'm an incompetent face panda.
You're a panda bear who is incompetent at being a face. I like that. So Amy is a panda bear, sort of in terms of general bear type. Her ability, her role within the crime empire is she's a face, so she does a lot of the talking. And apparently she's not very good at it because she's very incompetent.
Oh, that is so me. I'm really not good at talking. I just rub myself as a bear. I love it.
There we go. Neil, have you got your dice rolled?
Yeah, I'm a honey badger.
Okay.
And I'm a slick face.
You're a slick face. Oh, we've got two faces in the group. Two people who are very good at talking. I feel like Amy and Neil are a little bit good cop, bad cop when they're having to talk to people. They kind of come as like a duo. Whenever they need to talk to someone in the line of their criminal work. And lastly, Stu, what have you got?
I am a polar bear who is also slick, but a driver.
Hey,
and the getaway!
There we go. So there we have it. That is pretty much it when it comes to character creation in Honey Heist. You'll notice on the species table, your bear also has a couple of words underneath it in brackets. That refers to your bear's special ability. Whenever you're doing something that involves that ability, basically you get to roll two dice rather than just one.
Okay.
So okay.
So Amy, as a panda, your ability is distractingly adorable.
Cute.
Okay. So there are just two things more that your bear needs in order to be ready to go. The first thing they will need is a name, and the second thing they will need is a hat. So you can either roll a d8 and choose on that table, or you can choose basically any hat you like.
The hat seems very familiar from when we did our 1 year special, Dom.
Believe it or not, Stu, the hat table is also a legitimate thing in that adventure. What can I say? I have a thing for random hat tables.
Indeed. Well, I've got a bowler hat, which I like to think my polar bear wears at a jaunty angle a la Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, I can see it. I like it. And, does your polar bear have a name just yet, Stu?
Bernie.
Bernie, okay. Bernie, the driver polar bear, who wears a bowler hat. All right. Amy, what have you got?
I have got a flat cap from my role.
Okay.
Probably also worn at a jaunty angle, I think. Maybe backwards.
Important question, is it the same jaunty angle, or is it just like a degree off?
Oh, it's on purpose the other way. Yeah.
I like that. And, yeah, and have you got a name for your bear?
No.
Dunno.
Or just no, I haven't thought of one yet.
All right, no worries. We will call your bear Amy for the time being.
Okay.
Until you think of one. And lastly, Neil, what have you
got? Well, I couldn't make up my mind which hat, so I rolled a d8, and it came up as 8, which is any other hat you can imagine. So I think I'm going to go for a trilby.
Nice. Wearing a trilby. So I quite like that. That's quite funny. So you didn't want to choose, so you got the dice to choose for you, and then the dice said choose. That's quite funny.
Is it at a jaunty angle?
Yeah.
That's what we need to know. Is it jaunty?
It is, but then when I mean business, I pull it down at the front.
Over your eyes.
Push it up at the back. You know, like Laurel and Hardy did with their doibies.
Yes.
When there's trouble, they push it up at the back.
All right. And Neil, does your bear have a name?
His name is my bear's name is Baz.
Baz the bear. I like that. All right, so that is it in terms of character creation. Your bears are now ready to go. So I've popped a little note in there which says so. Although you're not a talking bear, like you can't sort of have a conversation with a human with a human, you can sort of mangle human speech if you really need to, and depending on how it goes.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, a bit like Scooby-Doo. That's it. But you can talk to each other without difficulty. Bears can instinctively understand all other bears.
Are all bears intelligent, or are we smarter than, say, the average bear?
I don't know. I think you are a little bit smarter than the average bear.
There we go. I don't think I am.
There we go. So that brings us quite nicely onto your bear's stats. And normally when we're playing Pathfinder, we have to worry about things like our armor class and our proficiencies and our skill checks and our DCs and all sorts of other things. Tonight, however, you have exactly 2 stats that you need to keep track of, and they are quite simply called Bear and Criminal. Each of those stats starts with 3 points. And basically, you use these skills in sort of vaguely self-explanatory ways. So if you would use Bear if you want to, I don't know, maul something, climb a tree, shrug off an injury, scare people, or just generally do something that's a bit bear-like. Whereas you would use Criminal if you need to do anything that is not directly related to being a bear. And in terms of playing the game, it's very simple. In some ways, it is broadly similar to Pathfinder, in that I will kind of narrate the situation you find yourselves in. I will describe the environment. You tell me what you want to do, and I narrate the outcome of that action. If the outcome is in doubt, I will get you to roll a d6 using one of your relevant skills. If you roll equal to or under your score, you succeed. If you roll over, you fail. And as mentioned earlier, if you're using your species skill, which is in brackets under the species, or doing anything related to your roll, you would roll twice and take the lowest result. So kind of like having advantage. So just as kind of a brief explanation, let's say Amy Bear wanted to climb the outside of a building to see if she could get inside an open window. I would have her roll for bear because climbing is a bear-related skill. If Amy were to roll a 3 or below, she would succeed, and if she were to roll a 4 or higher, she would fail. Nice and simple.
Also, pandas, I don't think climb trees, so maybe I should fail such.
That's it. There we go. Right. So, with all of that kind of explained and out of the way, does anybody have any questions before we get going?
Oh, you can call me PB.
PB the panda bear.
BB the bear.
Is it true that a panda bear eats shoots and leaves?
Depends on your grandma.
Oh, she says they do. Oh dear. Sorry.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about the game itself?
No, I'm good.
Oh. Keen, I've been hearing about this for a long time, this Honey Heist, so glad to be playing it.
It is very, very silly. I've run it a couple of times in the past. Once actually, I think for our old Runelords group, Stu, when you couldn't make a night.
Right.
Yeah. Just before we do get into the game properly, if anybody listening is curious to kind of check out what this game is about, or indeed any of the other many games that Grant Howitt has written and made, and they are all the ones I've seen are a lot of fun, very, very enjoyable. You can do so either by searching for Honey Heist on Google or your search engine of choice, or quite simply by going to gshowitt.itch.io. That is Grant Howitt's website. All the games that he's made are on there. He's got a Patreon and all sorts of stuff. This game itself is you can actually get it for free, but there is an option to kind of leave a small donation if you wish. And I highly recommend you check this out for yourself. Or, as I say, check out any of the many other games that he's got to his name.
We'll put a link in the description.
Yes, you will. And that link, one more time, so Stu doesn't have to message me at 3 in the morning about it, is gshowitt with 2 T's .itch.io.
You know, when I'm editing the recordings, you know I can rewind them, don't you?
That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Speaking lies. Everybody knows that once you've listened to it, it's gone forever.
That's true. Well, that nearly happened to part of our recording in the last episode. Anyway, salvaged by some hard work. Right.
There we go. All right. So, everybody playing here tonight has no idea what's about to happen. The people at home listening, I assume, also have no idea what's about to happen. I certainly have no idea what's about to happen. We are actually going to be procedurally generating some of this adventure as we go on tonight. So I think, without any further ado, I think it is about time we started on Honey Heist. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Let me put my hat on. There we go. Right, now I'm prepared. Let's do this.
There you go.
The listeners really appreciate it.
I know. You can totally see that I am wearing a bear onesie, but I am.
Amy has wild shaped into a bear. There we go. All right, so kicking us off on our game this evening, our 3 bears, our 3 adorable, vaguely criminal-minded bears. You all find yourselves outside what looks to be. You've all kind of lived around humans enough to recognise what some of their infrastructure is, and you find yourself standing outside what looks to be something known as a train station, where these strange metal boxes carry many humans to and from various places around their city and around their country and around, well, everywhere else in their world, you assume. You are all summoned to meet at this location on this particular day because you each received a mysterious note, simply saying, "Your presence is requested. I have a job for you," and it was signed PB. PB, you also received one of these notes, similarly signed PB.
Did I write this?
Did I write this, PB?
And as the three of you are kind of loitering outside this train station, in the pouring rain on a dreary Monday afternoon, disguised quite well with your various choices of hats, you see that the humans who pass you by, they sort of look at you in astonishment. Then they see your hat and they kind of think no more of it, and they just walk on their way. But yeah, the three of you find yourselves standing outside this particular train station on this particularly dreary day. What would the three of you like to do?
PB, did you write this note?
I don't remember writing the note. I don't know if it's my handwriting.
Oh.
But it's signed PB, so you must know something about it. How many PBs do we know? Oh,
I know one.
Do we know two PBs?
Oh, I don't know.
Can we look at the handwriting and see if it's the same as yours?
Yeah. Is it? I'll copy out I'll rewrite what's written, but I can't write it the same because I'm not good at reading, so all the letters are mixed up and jumbled.
So yeah, PB, you sort of go to copy the letter that you've received, and after making this lovely muddy smear across a piece of paper, you quite quickly ascertain that this is not your handwriting.
I've got paws. I can't.
No opposable thumbs. Yeah, need opposable thumbs and a pen. That would have been helpful.
Well, he could have gouged it out of a passing human. We'd have recognised that. Put your signature on them.
I think if you gouge passing humans, you draw attention to yourself.
Oh, so, yeah, it's a bit conspicuous.
Does anyone speaking of conspicuous, does anyone look conspicuous around us? Can you sort of take a look around for anyone standing
absolutely
out from the crowd?
So Bernie, as you start to look around this area, and there are lots of humans sort of passing, coming and going. Some of them are carrying strange wing type things on a metal pole that seem to be keeping them dry. But you sort of glance around, and the crowd is a mix of sort of drab greys and blacks and whites as these people come and go about their daily lives. As you glance around, Bernie, none of these individuals particularly catch your eye, but you do see just off to the left of kind of the main entrance to this train station, you can see a battered blue door, very nondescript by its appearance, except as you're looking over at the door, Bernie, you can just make out, using your super bear senses, you can make out what looks to be a paw print in the dirt and the grime that covers the front of the door.
Over there. What do you reckon, Baz? That's a blue door with the paw print.
We're clutching at straws here a bit, aren't we? Shall we? Well,
I was looking around at all these drabs, greys, and blacks and whites, and I was thinking, hang on, a bear's colourblind. Then I seen this blue door, and I thought, No, we're not. That's wolves. Should we go to the door? What do you reckon, PB?
I guess we haven't got a better idea. Could we have walked there and left off?
A bear idea? Yeah, it was a bear idea.
Yeah. So you see, Bernie, you notice this door and this paw print on it. What would you like to do?
Surreptitiously go over to the door.
Go and clean the door, wipe it off. Give us a bad reputation. Don't want people to think we're dirty.
Yeah, but we are.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, but we don't want people to think that.
All right. So Benny, you're approaching the door. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course we're dirty. You know what people say about what we do in the woods? You don't find toilet paper in the woods, do you?
No.
Just saying.
So yeah, Bernie, you approach this nondescript metal door, and kind of just as you get there, Baz sort of pushes past you and starts wiping off some of the grime from this door. It does obscure the paw print, but Baz, as you're kind of wiping your hand across the door, Bernie, you hear a click from behind it, and the top half of the door, like a stable door, sort of swings open just half an inch, and you see poking out of the door, you see a black snout that leads onto a black furry muzzle, and as this creaks open, a voice calls to you from within. Oh, excellent! You came. You got your papers.
Ah, shit! It's a bear. Oh no, hang on, we're bears. It's all right.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get you inside before them dumb humans realise what's going on. Come on. And the bottom half of the door clicks and swings open, and you see standing. Sort of on their hind legs, you see a big black bear with, as mentioned, kind of shiny black nose, and they are dressed in a very nice waistcoat and a bow tie that sort of wraps around their neck. Welcome, boss is expecting you. Just head down the stairs.
Thanks. How'd you write out these notes without opposable thumbs?
Well, I think I'll let the boss explain that to you. Go on, get yourself downstairs.
I'm gonna make a note of the route we're taking. Careful note in case we need to exit in a hurry. Pursued by a bear.
All right.
Sorry, I'm amusing myself now.
So, how are you marking your way?
Not marking, just noting. I want to note the exit routes.
We're not just gonna just leave our scent in the usual way, are we?
Piss on that.
Yeah, piss on everything. If in doubt, just piss on everything.
I tell you what, Stu. I think that is going to call for our very first dice roll of the game. Please roll for criminal.
Okay, so I need to get a 3 or under.
You do.
Oh, I got a 4.
Oh, that is a failure. So as you step down the steps there, Bernie, you're directed round to your right, and then off to your left, and then to your left again, and to your right, and it suddenly, as this big black bear begins to lead you down these corridors, you find yourselves in a rabbit warren of underground passages that does seem almost intentionally designed to confuse people and stop them from finding their way out again. And sure enough, after the first couple of turns, you lose your place and you forget the way out.
See, that's trouble. I thought we was in a bear lair. Turns out we're in a rabbit warren. Pretty spacious, though, I've got to say. The rabbits must be big rabbits. Do I have a changing state on that
No,
because I failed that.
So
roll.
the last time I ran this game, I thought that you changed the state every time you succeeded or failed, but it turns out that can end the game very, very quickly.
Right.
So no, your state will only change if you're doing something directly related to the heist itself.
Okay.
So yeah, you stay as you are for the time being, and yeah, the three of you are led through this underground complex for a couple of minutes, and after a short while, you start to hear some kind of ambience coming from a little bit further on, and as this big black bear leads you down through this underground passageway, you start to hear the sound of laughter, and you start to hear the sound of sort of glasses clinking together, that sort of thing, and then there comes music. Starts off, you can't really tell what it is, but as you get a bit closer, you start to hear like a little bit of 1920s swing going. There's a bit of jazz playing, a bit of saxophone here and there, and as you are led to a much larger metal door underground, the big black bear with the waistcoat and the bow tie reaches over to the door and says, "All right then, you three, go on inside. Get yourself a drink at the bar. The boss will come find you shortly." And he opens the door, sort of ushering you inside, and you find yourselves in a brightly lit underground cavern. There are chandeliers on the ceiling, sort of booths in a lovely suede leather around the side of a dance floor, and you enter and you see people of all sorts. You see some humans, you see other bears, all sorts of dancing around and having a good time. You hear bottles being corked, you see drinks being poured, and you look over to your right, and you can see that there is a band of foxes sort of playing slide trombone and saxophone, and there's a little raccoon drummer just on the back. And yeah, you are ushered inside.
Are all the bears wearing hats?
The bears are all wearing hats, and in fact, as you take some time to look around there, PB, you can see that not only are the bears wearing hats, you also see that a lot of the female bears are wearing sort of frilly cocktail dresses. You see one walking around with a cigarette holder.
Right.
Are the male bears wearing pants though?
Of course, they're ridiculous.
Yes, of course they are. As Neil says, that'd be ridiculous.
I started to think that we were going around like naked with the female bears dressed. That would be, yeah.
Well, you can display for them, can't you? That always goes down well, I've found. Well.
So
And,
yeah, you are
Neil's
ushered.
court case will be coming up soon.
You are ushered into this kind of underground speakeasy type place, and you do see the bar that you're pointed to. You can see that there is a weasel sort of stood up, wiping a glass very slowly, and sort of sees you as you enter and gives you a nod of acknowledgement. What would you all like to do?
I'll go up to the weasel. Say, you're a weasel, aren't you? I can tell you're not a stout.
Why? Yes, that's very observant of you,
I
sir.
can tell it quite weaselly because the stout is stoutly different.
That's the 14th time I've heard that joke this week, sir. Please refrain from saying it again.
That's the only joke
It gets
I know.
funny every time we hear it.
I'm sure it does when you're the one telling it. Now, come on, what can I get you? You're here. You're here on the guests as guests of the big man, are you not?
Yes, we are. Aren't we?
Right.
We are.
Yeah. Yes. Say yes.
Yes, we're
yes.
the guests of the big man.
All right. What? Well then, what can I get you? It's all on the This is all on the house tonight.
I'll have a honey cask Jim Beam.
Honey cask Jim Beam coming right up. Other bourbons are available.
You also get honey cask Jack Daniels as well. Yeah. Sponsor us.
And for you, sir, with the trilby hat.
Oh, I'll have a honey cast creme de menthe frappe.
Honey cask creme de menthe frappe. I have to say, we've not had one of those ordered here for at least 10 years. You're a brave sort, aren't you?
Well, you know, when you know what you like, don't you?
That you do. Well, coming right up, sir. And for you, Miss...
Well, what you said sounded nice. So can I have both of those together, please?
Of course you can, and do forgive me if I'm being presumptuous here, but I'll also make sure to stick a little bamboo straw in it for you. How does that sound?
Oh, that's adorable! Yes.
Coming right up. They don't call me the best bartender in the underworld for nothing, you know.
Can I have an umbrella in my bourbon?
Yes.
And an olive.
Umbrellas are so 10 years ago, but I can see you're a man of specific tastes.
Yeah. And can I have a sparkler in mine, please?
What about a pine martini?
Pine martini. Now that is a rare request. I can get you one of those if you'd like.
Yeah.
A pie and a martini. What sort of pie? Steak and kidney.
A pine martini.
A what?
A pine martin looks like a stoat and a weasel.
Right. Excellent.
See, now that's the kind of humour I can get behind. It's a lot more intelligent than just what's the difference between a stoat and a weasel.
Well, I have incompetence, so didn't get that across very well.
Yeah, you, miss, can have an extra bamboo straw for such good humour tonight.
Cool. Well, that's dinner sorted out then.
Yeah.
What, the weasel?
Two bamboo straws. That's all PB needs, isn't it? That's you want to watch your figure having two bamboo straws in one evening.
I have to spend like 20 hours a day eating.
There we go. Okay,
you're never more than 5 calories away from death.
These straws are a lifesaver. Yes.
You're not packing heat, are you, PB?
No, I don't think
that's good.
That's a bit personal, isn't it?
No, I mean, like, got to shoot there.
That's what I mean. It's a bit of a personal question.
Because if you're going to eat,
then
you shoot, and then you leave.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I said earlier.
You wanted a shooter. I've got, and then I pull out a little bamboo shoot I've just got like sitting in my pocket because I might want a snack. Here you go. You can have that.
That's all right.
All right then.
I like my meat a bit redder.
The weasel, as he's sort of mixing the drinks, sort of turns back and says, "Well, what you do here is your business, my darlings, but please don't make a mess of the carpet."
Yeah, you like your meat a bit redder, don't you? You like it screaming and begging for mercy.
Yeah. I like to pick up a penguin.
So a couple of minutes later. A couple of minutes later, the weasel bartender sort of comes back from the back bar, plops down a whiskey tumbler in front of Bernie with a with a golden honey-coloured liquid inside it, and an umbrella tastefully kind of propped on the side. You can see that. He really wasn't joking when he said they haven't used umbrellas for a while, because you can still see that there's a tiny bit of dust like floating on the top of the umbrella. You sort of brush it off and you take your drink. He then hands over a martini glass which has a pine cone sort of floating inside it, and as requested, pops one shoot of bamboo into the drink and pops another on the side for you, and. Lastly, you hear a horrific whirring and grinding sound which goes on for a couple of minutes, and eventually the weasel comes back with a sort of like a mug-shaped vessel, which has a steaming hot brown liquid in it, which seems to be shot through with sort of streaks of orange and green. Here you are, sir. Your honey creme de menthe frappe on the house as asked for.
Thank you very much. Nice. Well, cheers, everyone.
Are these bear-friendly glasses? Can we pick them up? Okay?
Yes, they are.
Right.
They are.
I'll take a swig.
Imagine that it's a whiskey tumbler that also has a handle like attached to one side that you just put your paw into and lift it up.
Excellent. Or as I call them, pint glass.
Yeah.
That's how I drink my whiskey. It's a wonder I'm not dead. Yeah, take a drink then, and then get the umbrella stuck up my nose because I forgot to take it out.
There we go. Yeah. So the three of you receive your drinks, and I imagine you sort of settle at the bar as you sort of enjoy them, sort of watching the people dance and frolic and revel around you. And a few minutes later, sort of just as you've had time to sort of enjoy what you've had and relax a little, a door off to the right of the bar opens, and coming out of it, you see the same black bear that had shown you down here, and he sort of looks over at the three of you and says, "All right, boss is ready for you now. Let's get you in to see him, shall we?"
Can we bring our drinks with us?
Of course you can, if you.
Because we've only just got them.
No, of course. This isn't meant to rush you. I know this all seems very underhanded, a bit suspicious. Like I know that, but don't worry, you can bring them with you.
I'll finish mine already. Lightweight.
You have no finesse.
No, I killed the last person who tried to give me it.
Are you following this big black bear? You are, okay. So the big bear leads you up through this door. You find yourselves going up a small metal staircase that switches back onto itself, and another door awaits ahead of you, which the big black bear sort of bangs on a couple of times. A slot opens up, and you see two beady eyes sort of looking out of it. The slot closes, and you hear a voice from within. "Yes, let them enter. Thank you, Balu. You may go about your business." And the door opens, and you are shown into a lavish office of some sort. You see that there are sort of leather suede and leather seats sort of around, and there's a big mahogany desk in the centre, on top of which is all manner of sort of detritus. There's paperwork, there's pens. You think you maybe see a jar of marmalade just hovering on the edge of the on the corner of the desk. And as the three of you are shown in, Baloo, the black bear, sort of nods respectfully, closes the door behind you, and disappears from sight. And as the door closes, the room itself, the far end of the room, illuminates, and you see, standing with his back to you, a tall, majestic looking figure. You can see that the ears that stick out are those of a bear. They are brown in colour. You can see that he's wearing this luxurious blue-coloured trench coat, and perched on top of his head, you can see that there is a very sophisticated red hat. And as the door closes behind you, this individual turns to face you, and as he scans your faces with his eyes, you see a smile creep across his furry face. "Ah, my friends, welcome. Welcome. Please have a seat." He turns to face you all. "Please have a seat. Let it not be said that the Paddington is a bad host."
Padding.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it. I'll have a seat. Don't mind if I do. Thank you.
What sort of walls does this room have?
What sort of walls?
Yeah.
So you can see that the walls themselves are kind of these luxurious oak panels, but you suspect that it's probably stone on the other side of them.
Okay, can I go up to a particularly panelled area? I just want to itch my back a little bit, so I just want to do the bear thing of scratching my back, but looking adorable while doing so.
Okay, sure thing. You sort of go over and you start scratching your back. The padding Don clears his throat. Miss PB, I do apologise. If you need scratching services, we have the facility. And he gestures to the other side of the room where there is a much rougher panel of wood, seemingly prepared for you.
Yes. Bear vibes.
There we go. So once you've finished scratching and you've gotten yourselves seated, this bear once again turns to face all of you and says, all right, welcome, my friends. Welcome, as I say, to my humble abode. Now, I suppose you all have some questions for me. For example, why did I summon you? Why are you here? What can you do for me? Why is a bear running a 1920 speakeasy?
I would presume that you've got some sort of offer that you want us to peruse.
As you say this, Bernie, the bear narrows his eyes briefly. You be careful who you say that word around. But yes, I have something. I have something of an offer for you. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Can't hurt.
All right. So, I am, as you may know by now, the Padding Don. I control all of the underworld in this section of the city. The Queen, I have her on personal speed dial for any time I need favor done, you know? But there are some favors that not even the professional thieves of the monarchy can help me with. For these tasks, I need a more delicate touch. Now, I hear that you three are the best in the business at acquiring things that people do not wish you to acquire. Is this incorrect?
I think we bring the bare necessities.
So you can forget about your worries and your strife.
You just from behind the door that closed, you just hear do 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 do. Quiet, Baloo.
Sorry about the puns. You just have to bear with us.
Oh, don't worry. I am a human-like bear in a fantasy story that is very silly, and where the players are all playing bears. I'm used to the bear puns. Don't you worry. But yes, you want more.
But you get pissed off about that word.
Yes. There are some things that a man of my stature generally does not like to be reminded of.
Fair enough. No, come on. I'm interested.
It's funny, Bernie. As you kind of have that thought, you do sort of look at his coat, and his coat, like this bear sort of does stand sort of 6 feet tall at the shoulder, and you look at his coat, and the coat does go all the way down to the floor, and you are sure that when he turned around, you heard the faint tapping of wood on the floor.
Probably got a peg leg.
You go, yes, anyways, as before we get too distracted and we forget the purpose of the story tonight, yes, my friends, I have job for you. You see, in a couple of days' time, you may have heard about it, there is big event called HoneyCon happening. And at HoneyCon, there will be large quantity of the finest honey. I want the three of you to acquire the honey for me.
Tell us about the honey, Paddington.
Please, you may call me PB.
You don't want us to presumably just go and buy it for you?
No, my dear. It has a little more market value than I could presently afford at the moment, if you catch my drift. I would prefer you to liberate it from its current owner, because its current owner is my nemesis. Stu, please roll me a d6.
Okay. 4.
4, okay. Yes, you see, the person who owns this honey currently, I think they are a little too obsessed with it. Just a little too obsessed. In fact, I'd say
we'd be doing them a favour by relieving them of it.
Yes, you could see
a mental health service, as it were.
If you could see it, you could see it that way. Yes, this person, as I say, my nemesis. They are so obsessed with honey, it has literally turned them yellow. You would be doing not only me a favour, but also to the wider bear world, if this were relieved from him.
Sounds like a monstrous situation.
And what's in it for us?
What is in it for you? Well,
good question.
I will give you each a 5% cut of the honey in the vault, and also, Amy, please roll me a d6.
I rolled you a 3.
A 3, okay. And also, I hear tell that as part of the entertainment for the HoneyCon, my nemesis has acquired the queen of all bees, once exiled, now returned. He keeps her as a trophy. But if you help me on this heist, as I say, in addition to the 5% cut of the honey, you can free the queen of the bees, and I'm sure she will be most grateful.
Sounds like a sting operation.
I hope not. But you see, this nemesis of mine, he is a little bit paranoid. I have noticed a few things being brought in to secure the place. Neil, please roll me a d6, and Stu, also roll me a d6.
3.
And a 1.
3 and a 1, okay. Yes, as I say, he's very paranoid. I have noticed that because I have man on the inside, you see, who's been feeding me some information. As part of the protections for the honey and the vault and the queen, he has invested heavily in a laser tripwire grid.
This gets better and better.
And also has quite a lot of guards as well, most of which are armed. So,
Bears? Or are they people?
difficult to say. They wear these strange masks that you can't really see their faces.
It's not Cobra, is it?
I hope it's not cobras. The last thing you want is poison bites. So, come now, to business. Do you accept my offer, or do we need to talk further?
No, I think 5% of the votes each is, pretty good.
Sorry.
He just said he's willing to talk further. Don't accept now.
Sorry, we're all right, 5% each, but 5% of what? I mean, how much are we talking about?
Difficult to say. All I know is that there is far too much honey there for one man to use in his lifetime, for one bear to enjoy in his lifetime.
Well, still vague, but I like the direction this is going in. Because we know what the risks are. We just want to know what the rewards are, don't we?
I think the reward is pretty sweet.
I think it'd be quite fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get a job as a bear.
This I know. This is why I contact you. So, we have a deal? And you see from under his desk, he produces four small shot glasses, each of which has a sticky orange-looking substance inside it.
Yeah, I mean,
Are we going to toast our new venture?
Yeah, all right. So the three of you each take one of these shot glasses, which have also been modified for use by bears, as comically impractical as that would be. And you each raise your glasses up, and
before we drink it, I would just like to say, before we do this contract we're going to there aren't any hidden claws, as are there.
Only the hidden claws you see here. And he flashes his left paw and produces his claws, which he then retracts in.
Okay. So,
Well,
Fair enough.
to our partnership, Nozdrovje. And he drinks his little shot, sort of clinks it all together with you and drinks it. I assume the rest of you do the same.
Yeah.
let the fur fly.
There you go. So the three of you drink your shots of this sticky orange substance, which tastes suspiciously like marmalade, and you sort of finish this toast. You set your glasses down and you turn to make your way towards HoneyCon, and that is where we will end for our first session, folks.
Excellent.
Cool.
So glad to be playing this.
Ah, it's fun.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Fools. Music by hooksounds.com and editing by Stu Jackson. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Discord by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Just thought I'd do something a bit daft tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm regretting this onesie though. I think I'm going to have to take it off. It's too hot. Because I didn't realise I had the window open.